All right, everyone. I'm Yelena. This is our second Cognos analytics session. A lot of material will be covered, and you will need to watch this recording or parts of the recording more than once. All right? So here is the agenda. We're going to discuss again the decision tree models. We're going to talk about dashboards and infographics. We will talk about stories and, of course, as always, your questions and answers. Okay? So as you may recall, last night, last night, we last time. Oh, my volume is very low. Trying. All right. If you guys cannot hear me, let me know. I'm speaking really close to microphone. So last time, as well as in the videos, we used claims and weather data. This is just a screenshot. The data stores customer information such as their ID, country, state where they live in, and the type of insurance coverage that they have, uh, type of accident that they had, right? Type of coverage, and we use that information to estimate the total claim amount. As you may recall, the original data had some missing values. So we handled missing values. We applied some filters. We also, what filters did we apply? We removed the rows that have a lot of values missing, right? Some rows had missing value in a lot of columns. Then for the income, we set the missing values to an average. Right? What else did we do? We talked about the data groups, we talked about the hierarchies, right? And we a little bit touched the decision tree. So what is a decision tree? The whole idea is to create sort of like a kind of the hierarchy of nodes, where the root nodes represent all data, and it contains the nodes where in each node the data sort of like follows the same rules, the same condition, right? And the branches connect the node. So the whole idea is to show how we use data to predict the target. In our case, we are trying to predict the total claim amount. So you want to find an optimal set of predictors, right? And you train the tree to predict, to estimate the total claim in this case. So suppose that I have a brand new customer record. How would I use my model to predict, to estimate the total claim amount? That's the whole idea, right? So I'll show you an example, but to read the decision tree, you need to traverse from left to the right, right? And as you may recall from last time, you may expand the branches and collapse, right? So if you're predicting the categorical target, then the value of the node is going to be the dominant value, right? So for categorical, it's just going to do the counts, and whatever is in the leaf node is going to be the dominant class. But here, we are predicting numeric column, right? So here, the color code of the leaf node is going to indicate the average total claim amount, right? Total claim. So this is what happens. Do you remember last time we looked at the driver analysis, right? So if I go back to here, this is the claims and weather data exploration. What did we do last time? We did the driver analysis, right? And why did I say it's important? We looked at the spiral model. Why the spiral model is important? Because it shows you the predictive strength of the drivers, right? You have one-way driver, which is single column. You have a two-way driver, which is a combination of two columns and multiple columns, right? So why is it important? Because the predictor with the highest predictive strength is going to be used as a column for the first split of the tree. Right? To see this, in this case, this is in this specific case, it's a location. But you could, if you want to, you can toggle, right? So I want to see, if I see just one-way drivers, it's a location code, right? Then comes the vehicle class and etc., right? So this is important. So now, do you recall from last time we built the decision tree, right? So here is the decision tree, and now I have to zoom in. This is a little bit tricky. So you see this thing, and I'm gonna do the full screen. Otherwise, it's very, very, very difficult, if not possible, to read. I'm gonna minimize this guy here, and I'm gonna minimize the details just to have more, to make it more readable. So what do you have in here? This here is the root node. You see the average total claim amount for all data. Root node represents all data. All right. So now, what's next? Here, this is rural. Location is rural, and apparently there is no other way to split. See, what it's doing is that it's analyzing and it's using the information gain. So at some point, once no insights can be gained, the method stops. The maximum number of tree nodes is 36 in here. And in each node, you cannot have more than 25, you cannot have less than 25 records, all right? So here the color code shows the relative total claim amount. So see, like here, right? It's $109, something like that. The trees can be collapsed, but if the node is collapsed, you're gonna see the little underline in here, right? So I'm collapsing, I can collapse, etc. Right? So I just collapsed to show you. Okay, so here the first split is on location. However, if the location is urban, this is a vehicle class. Remember that was next driver with highest predictive strength here? So it picked that up. A location code and vehicle class together now. So if your location code is suburban and vehicle class is 2-door or 4-door, you're gonna take this path. See? You're gonna go here, you're gonna traverse the tree. Next one is a coverage. Is coverage basic or extended or premium? And based on that, we take the path until there is no way to get to the leaf node. So here you can expand and you keep going. Marital status is the next predictor. All right? Then if you hover over the node, it tells you the percentage of data. Is this what? I'm sorry, what's the question? I'm trying to get the question. Oh, the seeker bracket, got you. If this is seeker, it means that this node is expandable. That's what it means. It means that you can expand this further. All right, I hope I answered the question. So, see that? And you have to hover over the node to see the percentage of data to which the rule applies, right? So if I have a brand new case, how would I predict my total claim amount? I would have to start from here, from the root, and keep traversing, taking a path depending on what my data is, right? Then I ended up in a terminal node, or they call it also leaf node. You can see different terminology. Now, but this here, this visualization is a hierarchy. It visualizes the rules. What it does not visualize is the percentage of data to which the rule applies. I minimize this intentional. So if I go to my tree sunburst visualization, right? So that slices, I can see the percentage of data to which the rule applies. So this one looks like to third, right? It looks like to third to me, the suburban location. This is rural and this is urban. See this line, thick line? That one means that I can expand this section, right? I can click on my suburban and it will show me how it's split further, right? See that vehicle type? It's showing me the breakdown for suburban. So this here, those pieces, this is a breakdown for suburban. And then the next one, it's breaking down 2 and 4 door car into coverage type. See that? It's breaking that piece down. So you have to read this from inside out, right? This is a total claim amount for all data. Suburban, if cover, it's gonna give me the percentage of data to which the rule applies. Well, almost two thirds, 63%. It gives you also the average. Then you keep going further. All right, so this is you have small percentage, 3% of data of luxury vehicle. But if the percentage is small, it does not necessarily mean that those rules are unimportant, right? And you can keep expanding this, but as you do that, it also expands this tree here. So I would like to have these two guys side by side and discuss it together, right? Also, you have rules written in English language, right? Right. So basically, this is not visualization, but it lists the rule in English. Is it suburban, vehicle class, etc. So whenever you have a brand new record, you're gonna try to fit it to the tree, based on a tree, right? What you also could do, you have an option to change which columns are used as part of the analysis, right? So, well, here the target is total claim, but if you click here, you can, this is called edit scope. Edit scope. That allows you to add or exclude the columns from analysis. So here it shows you the suggested columns, but for example, a claim amount you could exclude, right? If you want to exclude something, what you would do is you would just click here and click on this to remove, right? And if you want to add something that's not there, you would just click, or you can drag and drop, it will add, all right? So here you can select which columns you want to use and which columns you don't want to use as for your prediction, right? So, so that's a decision tree. I hope it makes sense, right? And if you were going to do the categorical column, which is, I believe I may have done it. Let's see, exploration. Oh, this is an example. Of course, you're not going to be predicting the employee status, but I have it here to show you how it works. Because some data options for your assignment have categorical target, all right? So here, this is all data, right? But notice that instead of color shade, it's using different color codes to represent each employment status. Is that? So, like for example, here, income. So it's going here, and if income is below certain amount, right, it's gonna take this path. Otherwise, take the middle path. Otherwise, take here, right? And we keep going, and so the class is gonna be the dominant. Like see here, it gives you the breakdown. It is the percentage of each value that falls into that node, right? So that's gonna be the class. Like here, unemployed is a dominant, right? Then we keep going and we keep traversing the tree. Same idea, all right? But the only difference is that you're predicting the specific category, right? This method, the decision tree does not work for all categorical targets, but it works in this example. And for the data that you are given, it works. I tested, all right? So just know that there are a couple data sets where you'll be predicting the categorical, all right? So one thing that you may or may not have noticed, so see here are my visualizations in here. Am I able to add text? No, right? I cannot add text to my visualizations. I cannot add images and I cannot change the color, right? Then it's not possible to select one data point in one visualization and to highlight the same data point in others. It's not possible in here, right? So we cannot, this is not what you're gonna present. This is just the exploration. It's for you to gain insights. But what this takes us to is another topic called dashboard, right? But before we do that, so let's close this out. I do need to say that for your last couple assignments, this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna go to the team content. Again, you're gonna go here and you have several dataset choices. You're gonna pick one and you will stay with it for the remaining course assignment. If you want to go for a challenge, life expectancy data has some missing values, all right? So to help you, I try to put a little bit of notes in some of them, right? So for instance, like if you use cars here, you have a choice. You may predict the car efficiency on a highway, or you may predict the horsepower, or you may predict the car efficiency on a city road, right? So this one, this is the persistent versus non-persistent. So here is categorical, etc. So take a look at what data you have and choose one and stay with it for the rest of the assignment, right? And now I'll have to exit the full screen. I'm going back to the presentation. So here I wrote it out for you, right? One thing I have to mention is that sometimes it's not possible to build a decision tree. If the predictive strength of the decision tree is under 10%, it's not going to be built, right? So, oh, and you may have noticed that when we did the driver analysis, you saw decision tree. So, why on the driver analysis did you see the decision tree? Because its predictive strength is higher than predictive strength of other drivers, right? So you saw the decision tree, right? That's decision tree for numeric, right? Right, and you have a choice. You can see all nodes and you can see the top 5 or the lower 5, right? So this is just another way to look at it, the rules, right? And I talked about the sunburst visualization. There are also videos in more details. You can edit the key drivers, and I'll show you that, right? Right, we talked about it. So now this takes us to a new topic, new topic, dashboard. Dashboard is a way to present your insights, and you can have more than one tab if you're using a tab dashboard. It's a combination. You have visualizations organized in a specific layout. You may add images. Well, you cannot copy and paste the image. The image must be online, and you specify the image URL as a property. You may change how things appear, such as borders, color codes, etc. If you are using the same data source for all visualizations, they're going to be linked. So I can select one data point and the same data point will be highlighted in other visualizations. Then you can use your visualizations from more than one from data exploration workspace. And I have to show you that. Unlike explorations, dashboards can be in a view mode and edit mode. So view mode, it means that you're presenting it, and edit, as it implies, you are making changes, right? So, and very similar to data explorations, you may add calculation navigation paths. However, any calculations that you add to the dashboard will not be available anywhere else outside the dashboard. But what if I have a calculation that I want to use across multiple dashboards? You have to define it in a data module. Then it's going to be reusable. All right, I hope it makes sense. You may use more than one data source, but just for this course, stay with one. You pick one data set and you stay with it, all right? So, how do we create dashboards? There are multiple ways to do that, but the way I would recommend is, see this is our claims and weather data module. I click on the options menu and I'm going to select create dashboard. That's one way. If I do it this way, it will automatically pick up what data set, what data I'm using as a source. I don't need to specify, all right? The reason I'm not using new menu because I just want to be clear to make sure that I'm working from correct data. So I click here and I do create dashboard. What's now? There are two types of dashboards. Infographic is a single page and tab dashboards. We're gonna use tabbed because when you create story, you can export the tab dashboard to the story as a starting point. All right. So this is tab. You have different types of layouts. This is a free form, right? But those are the built-in. I like that one because this one it will resize based on the screen size. Then you can make the visualizations fit into panels. You may choose what you like, but one thing to keep in mind is that the more you put, the more visualization you put on the same page, the longer the page could take to load. Right? So I'm going to select this, and what's going to happen now? I need to click on create. All right? So I'm creating. What's now? Take a look at this. Here is the data source, right? Navigation path. See that we created this hierarchy from last time. It's here. I click here. Remember, we created the selectable filter that I can apply to visualizations as I want to. But if I did not use the descriptive name, there is no way in the world to tell what this is without going back to data module. All right? I have some calculations where I created data group, right? For numeric and for categorical, it's still here. Oh, that one is the standalone calculation is still here. A lot of stuff that I created is still here. Remember, I was saying that for total claim amount, we're looking at the averages, right? So if I look at the properties, I see that it's average. I changed it once in the data module and it saved it and it's looking at the average if we summarize this. Different icon shows different data type, right? So what else I have here? I have a save button. While I'm on it, let's save it. See that? If you see an asterisk, it means that you did not save your latest changes. So if there is a power outage or if you got disconnected, then it's gonna be, you're gonna lose your work, right? We don't want this to happen, so I'm gonna go and save. I already have a data module with the same name, so I'm just gonna put 2. Now, why? Think about it. Why is the save button grayed out right now? Well, because I need to select my content. I cannot save the work in team content. Those are the files that are shared. So I have to do my content. And the permissions on this account that I use for the demo are the same as permissions on your account. All right. So I'm gonna click here, save. That will save the file. See that it's you should see this message in blue. This message is informative. All right. So now what? Here is the filters area, and we're gonna talk about different types of filter today. You can apply the filter to a single tab, or you can apply the filter to all tab. But see this, you can collapse this filters area. All right, so what else do we have? Undo, redo buttons. Then the dashboard can go to edit mode and the view mode and the edit mode, right? Uh, now, how do we add visualizations to our dashboard? I can go to visualizations library, add them from scratch, right? I can drag and drop fields. I can use assistant. Remember, there was a video, there are 2 videos on assistant, but I like to use it from dashboard or from exploration. Why? Because it will automatically pick up the data that you're using to analyze. All right. I promised to tell you about pins. So let's go back here. Let's go back. And I'm going to reuse some visualizations from data exploration. How do I reuse my visualization? So this is, just pretend this is my next assignment and I put a lot of work into it, right? So let's just reuse some of that in my, I want to reuse some of that in my visualization, right? Don't I? So this is average claim amount per location. And I did, what else did I do? Average total, that one is the decision rules. But if I want to reuse my visualization, I would need to just pin it. How do you pin it? See here, I'm on this card, right? And this is where you click on the pin. What is pin? Pin is a visualization set of visualizations set aside. Those are the visualizations set aside. And if you take a look, I have multiple pins here, right? I added multiple stuff to my pins because I want this to be reused in my dashboard, right? So this is how you would reuse your visualizations from next assignment to the assignment after. And over here you can uh, filter the pins that you used past months, the pins that you use even earlier than that, and etc. Right? So today, and you can do all. So you can filter, and if you remember the name, you can search them as well. All right? So we are going to go back. How are you going to go back? Are you going to hit the browser back button? No. See, when you click on this arrow, it tells you what you currently have open. So I'm going to my data module and see that here I have one tab, right? It's 2 by 2. I can add another tab. I'll first show you the properties of the tabs, then we're gonna add visualization. For the second tab, you can keep the same layout or you can select different layout, right? So you create, this will add the new tab, right? Then you could change the title you can delete or you can duplicate. You can make a copy of the tab. I mentioned to you that it's possible to change properties. The properties that you have depend on what are you currently looking at. So for example, here, I did not select any visualizations, right? So for this guy here, what properties do I have available? Just the canvas properties, whether I want to show grid or not, the color scheme, then this one is how I want to, where I want to position my tabs. I want to keep them at the top, but if you want to, you can also change them to show on the side. You can change the color of the title. Like for example, I can change it to red. I'm just making it up. Then at a moment the selected color, the selected top color just shows a line. If I want to, I can change it to blue. And here, if I want to, I can select my fill color to gray. So this will change all tabs. I can also apply things to individual tabs. So I have the first tab selected and I can pick any icon from here. Why not, right? Just showing you, you can pick any icon, anything you like. And suppose that I don't like the icon that I picked, I can undo. All right? That is about properties of the tabs. So now what? You can add visualizations. You can add them from pins if you like, right? So that's employment status trim up. Then I also have an average here, average total claim amount. I have my decision tree. So how do you add visualizations? You would need to do this. You select this, drag and drop. Now position your mouse over this arrow. The visualization size will take the size of the panel. So this one is a trim up. It shows you the portion of employees that are unemployed, retired, etc. Most of you are tired of the purple color. Well, we can fix it. We can select different color code. No problem, right? You can select different color code. Then you can also change how visualization appears, right? So I need to select my visualization, of course. Well, well, what's happening is that everything is purple, purple, purple. Well, we want to add different color, right? So that's possible here. Okay, then those are just the properties of the chart itself. Then there are some general properties that control. Oh, that's your favorite color? Oh well, yeah, I like purple also. I like it, but sometimes it's good for change, right? So here, those are the appearance properties. I can add the border if I like, right? I added the border and I'm gonna let you play around with this. But see that you can edit the text, the title. See that those are the properties of the text details. See? So you can play around with more stuff in here. You're gonna like it, right? And I have been reminding you something like a broken record, but what did I forget to do? I forgot to do something very important. Save. I need to save the work. Always do. Always need to save. So now what? Another way to add visualizations are from visualizations library. So here, for some reason, I like to do the pie chart. Okay? So here, those are called the data slots, if you remember. The same thing applies. If you see this asterisk, it means the data slot is required. So here you've got several options. You can just click here and select the field that you want to do. Like here, for example, I can make each slice to be the state, right? So you have to select the state. Come on, select. Oops, I selected it twice. Remove. All right, so each slice is a state. Why don't I see my visualization? Because I didn't specify the size. So this is another way to do that. You can expand this, and I want the slice to be what, the number of people perhaps, right? So I'm gonna drag and drop customer. I'm gonna count the customers. I can do drag and drop, or I could do just click and select. All right. So this is called visualization in a focus mode. I expanded it. Now here I could also click on properties, right? Properties. And the properties are going to be specific to this pie chart. So the purpose of the pie chart is to show the percentage of data. Here we're looking at the numbers. So do you feel like getting your calculator and calculating to get the percentages? Probably not. So how do we fix this problem? Well, see this? You can select display percentages. So now you can see the percentages and you don't need the calculator. You can also check, you can change how it looks like. You can do it, make it look like a donut. Oh, here you've got the total. And you can even control how the center part appears. I'm gonna let you play around with this. So you can change the labels, how they look like, right? You can change the title. Then there are some general properties you can select where legend appears. You can add the border and way more than that. So you're gonna like playing around with this, right? So now that's that. I minimize this. So I've got two visualizations right now. I could use Assistant to add visualizations. Another way to add visualizations, you can just drag and drop fields directly if you want to do that. You've got through pins. You can make a copy of the visualization and edit it, right? Change the fields that you use for it. But what I'll do right now, I'm gonna make a copy of this intentionally. So let's see if regular copying works. Copy it, and I'm gonna copy it here because I want to show you something. Okay, so I have it tabs 1, and I'm gonna copy again here. Why am I doing it? Well, I want to show you something, how the filters work. So see this? I have two visualizations for the state. So I'm going to apply the filter. Remember, I told you that you can apply the filter to one tab or you can apply the filter to all of them, right? So I go to my filter here and suppose that I want to filter the data by state. So I drag and drop the filter here. Guess what? It's gonna filter all tabs. And I specify that I want Oklahoma, Nebraska, Missouri. I specify those three and I click done. What's happening here? The data that is visualized is filtered in all two tabs. See that? This tab is filtered as well. And I can see the values that I selected, right? On both of them. But here, see, what I could do now, I'm gonna delete this filter and I'm gonna re-edit, but I will edit only here. I edit it only here, and I'm gonna select the same three states, and I select done. Now let's see what happened. I filtered this tab, but I did not filter this tab. Why is that? It's because I put the filter only on that tab. So you've got that, right? You have filter for all tabs, you have a filter for single tab, and also the filter for one specific visualization, right? Like here, this is specific visualization, and if I wanted to, I could filter it to the state, right? So, similar to data exploration, if I select my visualization, I can click here, and it's going to show me the data that is being visualized. It shows me the numbers. But still, I don't need to use a calculator because I have a numbers here and I have percentages there. Nice, right? In this case, the data was filtered because I forgot to remove this filter. So I'm just gonna go ahead and delete, right? Remove filter, remove, oops, delete, okay? So I removed the filter and it's gonna be what? Unfiltered. Let's save. Now I'm gonna go back to the slides. I showed you how to create dashboard, right? Remember tabbed versus infographic, infographic one page, tabs split into pages. Okay, I talked about the templates. Okay, so this is the canvas and I talk about that. We can see the properties. You've got the pins, you have visualization library, but I have not talked about widgets yet. I showed you how to save it. I showed you tabs properties. I'll let you play around. I showed you there are multiple ways to add visualization. You can use assistant the same way as you used your assistant in data exploration. So you can duplicate visualization and then edit the fields that are being used. Like if I wanted to do, I can copy the pie chart. See this? I have a copy of this pie chart and I can select here. I can go to fields and I can change my fields, right? Instead of state, I could pick something like employment status, something like that, to show the percentage of people in each employment status. I can change that, right? So we go back. That was that, how you add visualizations. Now, see that you just drag and drop and you specify the properties. All right, so this is I spelled out the pie charts for you. So you have this. You have notes and a pie chart, detailed ones. All right. So I showed you here how to use pins, and you can search pins. One thing to keep in mind is that yes, you can add pins within the workbook itself, but if you reuse those pins in exploration, you might lose some properties. So just know that. Next thing is how to add text. So I'm gonna go to here and suppose that I want to add text. So I've got the widgets. I can drag and drop this text box and let's say something like I love data 650, 605, sorry. I like both, but that's it. I love data 605, but don't tell to data 650 students because they're gonna get jealous. Just kidding. Okay, so this is data 605. So this is text. I can select text and I can edit the text properties as well. Those are the properties of my text and of course the font, the text alignment, etc. Remember the properties are slightly different. They are different depending on what I'm currently looking at. If you were going to add the images, you would drag and drop this here and you need to find the image online and specify its online URL. Like, for example, suppose that I want to see car accident. You can actually go and search for the images. See that I go explicitly search for images, and I have the whole library here, right? So let's right click. Let's try to copy image link. So you want to make sure that whatever you are using ends with PNG. So that one probably won't work, right? It works differently in each browser, right? So let's close this out. So you need to, or you can do this. You can go here. You can click on it here, and you should be able to copy the link, okay? So you copy the link, and then you can, oh, if you open image in a new tab, it's gonna be much easier because you're gonna have the image link, right? See this GPG, so you're gonna take this piece right here, Control C, you take this part. Now, you're gonna go here and you're gonna paste the image URL, enter. See this, it's showing me this picture. And again, I did not copy the picture from my PC. I specified the image URL to get this picture here, right? So let's take a look. I showed you this, right? Right here, I showed you that, right? You can add an image, you can add images. The visualizations are linked. So we save this, and I have another example to show you what I mean by visualizations are linked. So let's close this out, and let's close this out. So I have something that I called linked visualizations demo, right? And it's a dashboard. Dashboard filters demo. Let's select claims and weather dashboard. No, that's not it. Hold on. So this is just for the filters, right? This one for the filters. Let's take a look at this one. Oh yeah, so this is for the filters. This one is just a demonstration. This dashboard is the one that I used to record, and I showed you in that recording how different filters work, right? So I showed you that. But the whole idea is that in a dashboard, you can select one data point and all data points will be connected. Let's actually look, I can show you here. So here, right? So here, what is it doing? It's showing, I can go ahead and remove this one, right? I'll just remove this filter. Come on, remove. It does not want to delete. Oh, so, okay, so I selected all of them, but I could also delete. Okay, so now what you could do if you select, the whole idea here is that if you select one state, your data here will be filtered for that state. Take a look at this. I select state here, your data is adjusted for that specific state. All right, I selected here, your data is adjusted here for that specific state. That's what I meant by data points are linked. See, I select the slice and the data is adjusted for that slice. And I'll show you this visualization also. So, but this one is for the filters demo, right? So the whole idea is that you select something and the same data point will be selected in the other visualization. So I'll close out. But what I created for you is the fancy visualizations. Well, I call it fancy, but there is a dashboard that I created for you. Let's open it up for this demonstration. First of all, now I cannot edit anything. Why do you think is that? Because my dashboard is in view mode. So I'm going to click here. Now I'm in edit mode. So What do you see here? See, I intentionally numbered the tabs, intentionally, because later on I'm going to export this dashboard as a story. But before I do that, I need to make sure that I'm absolutely ready. And what do I mean by ready? My dashboard must be done, because after I export, any changes that I make to my dashboard will not apply to the story. So what is this? This is a text, right? Right, so I select this, I look at the properties, and I can see what I did with this. The actual text, the font, etc. This is an image, I can see the URL. Or I could also change the image appearance, such as border, etc. Right? So that's that. It's like a cover page. What am I doing next? Here I'm visualizing the average claim amount, and each visualization, because I like the challenge, in each visualization I'm making it more and more and more difficult. So here, this one is just the overall average. What am I doing here? I'm showing the average by location code, and I'm showing the total claim amount. See that I have two columns. One column shows location code, and another column shows total claim amount. And I'm showing the summary, right? So this is overall average and total claim amount. Remember, I'm showing the averages. Then in the properties, I could format, I want the summary to show in yellow, and etc. See, I can format this general appearance and etc. But of course, Yelena does not stop. She wants to see more. So for each location, I want to see, well, first of all, let's just look at the, for each location, I want to see the average also based on a vehicle type. So I want to make my column to be the location code, and I want my row to be the vehicle type. So the way you read it is that you look at the intersection of column and row. So here, if I go to the fields, I have for the column, I'm using the location code, and for the rows, I'm using the vehicle class. So for the summary here, I have an average for the 4-door car. I have an average for the luxury car. See, that's what the summary is here. And this summary is going to be the overall average, right? So that's what this visualization does, right? Can you show how to create that visualization? Sure. It's in a, okay, I'm going to do that. Absolutely, I'm going to do that. So this is the, what visualization type is it? If you go here, this is it's a table, right? That's a table. See that? You've got the columns, and you have the columns, specify the column and specify the rows. I can sure go ahead and show one from scratch. Oh, yes, the summary. Yes, this is average. Why is it average? It's because I chose to summarize this data by average. And I do have a video on this specific visualization. No, actually, in the video, I'm making it harder, even harder. Elena does not give up. She wants more information. Take a look at that. What I want to do here is that I want to break down more. I want to break down by the coverage type. See that? So this is, the column is location code. Then here, I want to do this here. It's a vehicle class and a coverage. Then, what else am I doing? For the properties, I can specify the summary color, and if I want to see this or not. I can choose not to see the column, not to see the summary at all if I want. And it's a total claim amount. And back last time, we specified that I want to look at the average. And take a look at this. This is a chart properties itself. Then, so you can add smart title. You can change this. See, you can hide the summaries or you can show the summaries. Hidden shows. Okay. Now what else did I do in here? There is a conditional colors. Like for the cells, I did the conditional colors. The whole idea, if it's above, see that this is a conditional colors. And what am I doing? I'm using the total claim amount for conditional color. So here I want to do this. If I created a rule and I'm saying if the average is greater than 1000, I want to show the up arrow. I can expand and show you what I did. If it's greater than 1000, then show text color red and the up arrow. You selected the icon. And similarly, you can define multiple formatting rules. That's what I did here. And I'll try to show you from scratch as well. Okay? But this one, I put my imaginary this week assignment, right? That one is just the breakdown of customer demographics. And this one is just for the total claim amount. See that? If I select this here, if I go to fields, I can repeat this visualization. It's a repeat row, I believe. All right. So that was a dashboard, but I can definitely show you after we're gonna cover the stories, and then I'm gonna show you that complicated visualization. Okay. So I labeled this intentionally. So here, this is just showing you visualizations are linked, right? I showed you the different filters. Now what? There is no timeline here. If you notice that, we cannot change when things appear, disappear. There is no transition. So we need something more than that. We need to create a story. And this is how to cheat on your next assignment. If you did a great job on assignment this week, this is what you're gonna do. Well, not quite this week, next week. Next week, put your best effort into dashboard preparation. Because if you do an excellent job, this is what you can do. Look here. Save as a story. This is gonna save you a lot of time for your last assignment. So you save this as a story. Stories have multiple templates. You have a slideshow and you have a guided journey. The main difference is whether you're using the same canvas, okay? So I spelled it out for you. There are multiple ways to create a story. You can do it from scratch, but it's gonna take us a long time, of course, right? And you may add images, you may add text, you may add a lot of stuff in there. But see, there are different story templates. So if you use the slide, it's like a PowerPoint presentation, and every scene is on a different canvas. Or if you use guided journey, it's on the same canvas. You'll see what I mean. Then you can apply filters. You can also configure when things appear, disappear, and you can customize the transitions between scenes. All right. So now I'm gonna select this one for right now. Select, and I want to save it. By default, it's gonna add prefix to my dashboard name. I'm gonna go ahead and select save. What is it gonna do? Remember 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? each tab on my dashboard becomes a scene in a story. Stories also have view mode and the edit mode. You can also apply filters, and you have your data source in here, right? All the calculations and navigation paths that you created in the data module will be available in the story, right? You can apply filter to one scene, or you can apply filter to all scene. You can play around with the properties. So this one, right now I'm in edit mode. It means that my story is editable. You've got your pins, you can add visualizations, etc. I'll let you play with this. But see, this is the first scene, this is the second scene. At the moment, I did not specify when things appear, disappear, but I will right now. So let's do this. I'm gonna click here to open the timeline, and timeline shows us when things appear, disappear. So should I do that in a full screen to see better? Let me see. If I change to full screen, you might be able to see this better. So here, and I'm gonna close the filters area, all right? So I have 4 areas here. Suppose that first I want to see the overall average. I don't want to overwhelm the users. Then after a few seconds, I don't want all of this visualization to appear at once. So I want this to be like this, right? I can change. This is a timeline. The default duration is 5 seconds, but it does not have to be 5 seconds. See that? And I can just drag and drop this guy here if I want this to show 6 seconds. So now what? If I go and preview my scene, let's try. What's gonna happen? Let's click preview. Okay. Okay, it's gonna show. For some reason, it's showing the first one. I go to the next one, see this one. I specified the format. So let's close out the timeline. And it's supposed to be playing this one. Preview. Oh, next one. And I'm gonna click on next scene. Next one. All right. So it's supposed to be showing preview. Oops, it's doing it again. Play and oh, I had to hit the play. I never hit the play. Oh, okay. Next one, and I hit the play. Watch. Do you see that? Do you see that? It shows me. So in the beginning, what happened? See, just this one, that one, all 4, and then I hide these 3 disappear. So anyways, you can specify that. That's a timeline. If you want to, you can add more scenes and you can specify the layout for each scene. Next thing is you can change the properties, right? I want to play all scenes because if I want to preview this, I don't want to keep clicking play. It's just annoying, right? Then what else I can do? I can specify the properties of the overall dashboard. So I go here in the properties. Oops, I selected the image. I want to unselect the image. It's showing me the properties for image because I had that selected. Oh no. Okay, so now let's select this scene. All right, so now the image is unselected. This is a slideshow and I want to change my slide transition. Okay, so now what? I'm gonna click on save. I'm gonna put it in preview mode and I'm going to play this. So let's see what happens. Let's see how this transition goes. See how it goes? And I specified for this one, I specified when object appear, disappear. Then it changes to the next one, etc. So you play with transitions. And I'll show you what the guided journey is gonna do. Right? I hope it makes sense. Now I'm going to change this. I put back in the edit mode, and I go back here, and in the properties, I change the slideshow to guided journey. There are different types of guided journeys, and I just like this one. And you can pick the transition type again. So now let's go here, and I'm gonna change this to view mode. I forgot to save. I changed it to view mode, and let's go ahead and play it. Let's see what happens. Playing this. Remember? Do you remember the timeline? I specify the timing when things appear, disappear. So duration 5 seconds is a default, but sometimes you want to make it longer to allow the user to actually look at it, right? Also, if you go back to the edit mode, you can see what is this. The first one here, it actually shows you all the scenes, right? So it's labels in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you can keep on adding if you like. You can play with the properties, etc. I like it this way because you're reusing your great job from the previous assignment. So please, 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 do a great job on predictive modeling, do a great job on a dashboard. Then to create a story, well, of course, you're going to be adding things, but there is a lot of work reuse, okay? Let me see the question. Oh, range of time. Yes, you can apply the time filters. Yes, summary shows at the bottom of the average. Yes, I'll show you that visualization, but summary is usually at the bottom and on the side, but you can tweak with it. You can play with it. You can see which properties are available. For the range of dates, yes, you can edit. You can specify the date filter if you want. Okay. So I save this. Now I'm gonna go back to my I'll close this out, and I close that out. Very important, you have to close stuff, close your files, because sometimes it's sad, but the student had the work corrupted. That happens. So, you know, it's sad when that happens, but it does happen. Okay, so today we created this one, right? Hold on, did we create? Yeah. So we created this today. So now I have to switch to the edit mode. I can go to my second tab. Actually, let's do this. Let's add the third tab. And well, I like it like this. And I'm gonna click on create. That just adds another tab. Now I go to visualizations. What visualization was that? Was it the cross tab? I believe it was a cross tab, right? You can use tables or you can use the cross tab. So for the cross tab, you drag and drop here, right? This is a cross tab. Then you specify the columns and you specify the rows and the values. Oh, for some unknown reason, it's okay. It's showing exploration because of the pins, but this is data module data, right? So what I want to do here is let's perhaps pick the state code. I pick the state code. I want each column to be my state code, right? What did I do? I drag and drop, right? Now what? What's now? I have to specify the rows. And what do I want the rows to be? I could choose the vehicle class, or I can choose, let's do something with less values because it's going to be big and it's going to be hard to read. This one, oh, let's do the coverage then. Coverage, and I want to show my values. And what do I want to show for the values? I want to see the average total claim amount. That's the values. So this is a crossed-up, see? Summary shows at the bottom, and I can also add summary on the side. If see here, it does show the summary on the side. Nothing fancy here, but I just showed the average claim. You have to look at the intersection of the row and column. Is that Iowa? And this is the basic. Then Yelena can go even crazier. She can add the second level. That's what she did. But I added it in a rows. But before we do that, see this? You can change the properties. That's what I was doing. I changed the colors. I made the conditional colors. And of course, you're going to be using the total claim amount, right? Because that's what you are summarizing. And you go here, you can add a rule, and I can say something like total claim amount greater than, and here you want to look at the specific value. So what's probably, let's say, greater than 500? Oh, if it's greater, if it's, well, total claim amount, here you have to change numeric. You have to change it numeric because you are looking at the specific number, right? So numeric, and you have to specify total claim. This is a total claim amount, and you want it to be greater than. So this is the rule. Let's click on the rule. Greater than 600. Oops. Okay. Now what I want to do, then if it's like this, I want to show the font. Let's keep it green, and let's keep it. This is gonna be the up arrow. Or I'm gonna change it to red because this is too expensive. Don't like expensive stuff, but see this? See that? That's what it did. I could also add another rule. That's what I did there. And this one is gonna be if here I'm gonna select the total claim amount, I'm gonna do less than, and not 671, but I want to do less than let's say less than 550. I'm making it up. You can do your own values, and I can do the down arrow, something like that, right? So do you think Elena is gonna stop here? No. I can add another column if I want to see breakdown within the same row. So I've got the state, I've got the coverage type. What else can I do? I want to pick something that has less values because that way, well, I can pick location code if I want to, and then I would have to drag and drop into the rows. Let's see what happens. See that? That is gonna break down by location code. See? Don't I have something in the middle in between those two values? So if I go to properties, I can change it again. I have this, that's a conditional formatting. So if it's less than, let's do, if it's less than 400. Okay. So now, not all cells are formatted because I only want to show that format if it's less than 500. All right. And that shows you the summary. See that I'm breaking it down by location code within the coverage type. See that? And you would need to look at the intersection of the column and the row. And this is a sub summary for the basic, sub summary for extended, right? Right, and then you can change how the summary appears. In my case, I made it yellow. you can choose the color that you like summary fill color. I chose yellow, or you can choose pink, you can choose, well, not really. One thing you want to keep in mind that you want it to be readable. I can define my custom color. For some reason, I miss purple. Apply. See that? That's gonna be the colors that I specified. All right? I hope that helped. Did it help? This is a bit complex, but it's fun. And yes, you can edit the range of time. You apply the filter to the date. Right? The visualization has filters and you just apply it. I hope that answers also. So, do you guys have additional questions for me? Anything that you would like me to cover? This is customer service. And you're gonna get the recording, you're gonna get the slides. All right? Well, I want to make sure that I covered all. I'm gonna exit the full screen. I covered the different template, right? I cover this, cover that. Sometimes I might be covering in slightly different order, but I do cover. And this slide shows you the correspondence that each tab is a story scene, right? Right, remember that. All right. For extra help, you submit the ticket. Mic is also good, but if you want to see something, if you want a video, please request, because it will help the whole class and it will help next semester. Am I still sharing the screen? Yes, good. It will help everybody. So
Excuse me, Lane, I have a couple questions.
oh, yeah.
All right. So first off, you say that there's some other videos.
Yes,
Are you
there's a
doing
video.
videos based on questions that we ask, or is there a repository where we can see other videos that may have been, have questions that are already asked that you displayed in a video somewhere?
Or just that playlist. I can add more. Some of them are based on the questions that students ask, and some of them I think I thought I need to show, because uh I try to see what students find difficult. I have a read access, just to read access to the classroom. I can read the discussion and I look at the students' concerns, that piece, something that students do ask. I look at the tickets. Even though if Mike handles that, I still look. Like,
So
for
where's that
example,
repository?
there's no repository, just the videos, the playlist that you got. The playlist.
Yeah, I guess I don't remember where I got that playlist. Was that listed in the very first
Yes,
session in week 2?
yes, yes, yes,
Okay.
yes. That's right. And there are some videos on a dashboard. If there's anything else you want me to add, just give me your ideas. It will help everybody else. All
All right.
right?
So another question that I have is I get confused in selecting the visualizations versus the cards. Is
Oh,
there is there is there a difference? Like on this in this
card?
class, you listed the cards, and then it seemed like you already had some of them pre-made. But then when I go, we're doing the visualization, you kind of start with a particular data point, and then it creates the spider chart. But then I don't know how to get the different cards like you had on your side when you did this.
Oh, each card is a visualization. So let's go to the exploration, right? This is exploration. We created some of the stuff last time, but if I want to add new card, usually it's one visualization per card, right? I will just go here, create. This is a blank card, blank. Now I click on choose type and I can select the visualization type that I want to create. I can also
Okay.
create, yes, I can create the crosstab here, but the downside is that you're not going to have conditional formatting here. Each visualization is a card. I can add crosstab here, or I can add table here. And you just specify the columns. That's what you do.
All right, then the next question I have is with the when we're preparing the data, like say there's certain values that are missing or things of
Mhm.
that nature. I'm
Yes.
assuming that we would have to do that first before we
Yes.
create visualizations. If we don't, then sometimes the data fields may come out inaccurate. Is that correct?
Well, that's correct. And also you want to, uh, well, you want to make sure that missing data is handled, but you have to be like careful because if income is missing, if I set it to the column average, the data can be skewed, right? Um, so you
So,
have to you have to do data pre-processing first.
okay. So if we had questions when we were doing the data preparation, such as writing the calculations, discounting the different fields, do you have any videos to kind of show us how to do those things? Because what I found is as I progress, I can
Mhm.
tell that something's not right with the data based on what I think the data should be or should show me. So I'm answering the questions that we have in our assignments and quizzes as best I can, but I'm not thinking I'm getting a full understanding of the system and how the system works. I know what
Mhm.
I'm doing wrong, but I can't figure out where my mistake is, if that makes sense.
So you would like to see more videos on the calculations?
Preparing the data as per like how our assignments are set up so I can understand where I made my mistake. Because a lot of times I'm looking at it and I'm not understanding what I'm looking at.
Oh, that one you would
I
need.
think it's wrong, and so I make my assessment based off of that. My
Mhm.
I guess my hypothesis, so to see, but I don't know. I can't tell if I'm right or wrong. And then when I get feedback in return, I don't really get an understanding of what I missed. So I have no way of actually learning what this tool is supposed to be teaching us and the concept that we're supposed to learn at this point.
Oh, you can also look at the analytics. It could give you
Elena,
some.
can you hear me?
Oh,
Elena, this is Solomon. Can you hear me?
yes.
I'm back in the
Oh, now I cannot hear you.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
So here, yes, summary is at the bottom. So I showed you how to create visualization, that fancy one. Let me see.
No,
AI assistant.
Elena, can you hear me?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, this is Solomon.
Oh,
My, I'm Solomon. I want to
I cannot hear you. Please speak in the microphone or type the question. I can't hear. AI assistant, you can use that to add visualizations. And I created a video on that one too. So, okay, there is a video on missing data, yes. Check this out, there is something on missing data. But here, suppose that I want to do, I created a new card. Then here, this is the assistant right here. You click on that. And what you could do is it just shows you about fields. Then you can do suggest questions. Suggest questions, see that? And it's gonna give you some insights that you might be interested in about the data. See that? At which location code has the top total claim amount? I can click on that. And there we go. I'm getting this breakdown by location code. So if you see the picture with location code, right, you can change it. You can change instead of location code, you can say state, right? Now, those are the top insights. See this top insights over here? You can just read that. Here, there are different visualization types for the same type of question. And if there is a visualization that I like, right, I can just take that, drag and drop to my card. And I can customize. All right? You can use assistant, but I like to use it straight inside this workbook because it will pick up the data that I'm working with. That's my preferred way, but your preferred way could be different. I hope it makes sense. So missing data, there is a video. I need to check. Yes, there are a lot of, well, Was not a lot of info on cleaning data. What exactly would you like to see?
So
Because
this is, I'm not talking, I mean, I can go watch a video. So what I'm trying to write, because I'm on a tablet, it's so bad to try to write on this tablet. I was saying per the assignment, we're not
Mhm.
actually delving into actually how to do the ETL process. It's like
Oh,
we're given a data set, which you've given us great data sets. But when it comes to actually looking at the data and figuring out, hey, this is what I want to do with this data. This is the story that I want to tell. And the homework, it kind of skips over it. So again, that's for the end of course critique. I was just, like I said, I'm just going off of what I've been seeing. I've been making these videos, doing the homework, but I'm not saying I haven't learned anything, but I wouldn't be able to go get a job based off what I
oh,
learned in the last 6 weeks.
mm.
That's
Take
all
a
I'm saying. But I'll go watch a video.
These are the insights. I click on this and look at that. Those are the insights. See that? It tells me about my data. You click on it and you read those insights right here. And for some of the visualizations, you can actually see analysis for some. And I can turn that on. Just like if I want, I can turn the analysis on for each of the visualizations. Not much properties because right now I'm in exploration. You can see those details, see that? So that tells you what you're looking at. I hope it helps.
Are you
So
able to do the same thing with some of the data points from the Nashville real estate class that or assignment that we had?
yeah, you can do
Wait,
something like that too. Just but remember that different data, different analysis. So
well,
there,
no, but that helps me understand. Like, if I can see what right looks like, then I can try to apply the same principles to something else. This class was because I've played around with the
mhm.
Cognos app or tool. I have a better understanding. So this class was very good. I think I picked up some things, but the very first class, it was totally brand new. So I was just lost in trying to figure out, okay, what is this showing me and how is this? So like, if I could see what right looks like, it'll help me understand. But I know that may be hard if somebody hasn't gotten to that part of the assignment. But I've already turned in those assignments. I just don't understand.
Oh,
Yeah.
And I agree with what I don't know who was it before that said, like, I'm not trying to get a job after this, but I know I could not because I'm not really familiar with this tool. So it just seems to me like there could be a little bit more detail that kind of really highlight the concepts we're trying to get, if that makes sense. This was great. It's just that the last one, I just, I'm old and I'm lost. I'm sorry.
no. But what I'm saying, this is just it's a closed source, right? So you are exposed to this closed source. In the next classes, you'll be writing the code. It's gonna be Python. There's gonna be a lot of stuff. This one is a closed source. You're not writing much code except for some calculations. It analyzes the data for you. It does not have other methods such as neural network, regression. It does not have it. It just have the trees. But in the later courses, you'll be writing the code. You're gonna get to
I
contact.
have no background in data analytics, so therefore it does make
No
me
worries.
try. I'm doing a lot of discovery learning on a lot of the concepts. So
I mean, you're gonna be an expert because the way I started with this, my degree is in the database, but there was one course that both programs had in common, data mining. So I basically started with this program since the very beginning, since the day when the program started. So it takes a while, but you're gonna like it. It's just the beginning. You'll like the rest of the program, the AI and a lot of stuff. So this is just the introduction, only introduction, right? So just to
Hi.
preview, yeah, go ahead.
Yes, yes, Elena, please can I share my screen? I want to show you something.
Okay,
Uh, for
oh,
example, okay,
I can stop sharing for a minute.
okay,
And you click on share. Does it let you at the bottom? You can click share. I keep reading it.
okay. Do you see my screen actually?
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Yes.
that's one thing I was worried about. I didn't see analytics in this side on
That
the.
one is that one is not gonna show. But what are you trying to predict?
I tried to
Oh,
preview the do the
mm-hmm.
analysis have. I think this is uh,
Aha.
the what do you call it? The AI analysis. So I want to
Mm-hmm.
see what what they say about this data, but when I click on this chart, I have nothing, and
Mm-hmm.
analytics, I have nothing,
But
so difficult
what
to.
date? What data is that? What data are we looking at?
Is the let me back again. Maybe we can. I just pull up one assignment or let's say Unit B, Go Analytics. I think I have create one based on the I create this visualization that
Uh-huh.
sure I think it's the charge, but you can see more about it. So I just select one.
Uh-huh.
Um, yeah, so I try to create a visualization, but I
Mm-hmm.
try to see how I can interpret that
Oh,
one because yeah, I
that
don't.
one. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
this one, yeah, it only has a few fields. Basically, what it's telling you that the strongest predictor here is a combination of age and BMI. See that it's two columns. Then you've got the BMI and you've got the age. This is
Yeah.
just a bullseye diagram. Yes, the closer to the core, closer to the center, the higher is the stronger is the predictor. Yes.
Yes. So yeah, my point was why I was not able to see the analysis about this one because I see the data. I see that there's a correlation between BI and age, but
It's mm,
the AI is not able to write the test to explain that correlation, or how
mm,
can I use a proper
right.
word?
Oh, it's for different visualizations. This visualization does not have that.
Huh?
It depends on visualization that you select. This one does not have this capability.
I think
Well,
this one is. Do you want me to
it does
select
not.
another graph?
Yeah, you can select another one. But the whole idea is that you got an idea. That data set, the purpose of the data set was just to get you started. See, and you're not even creating the data module here. You're going straight with the data. All right? It's just to start you, to make sure that you can log in, to make sure that you can do basic stuff. But later, it's going to get more. And another thing is that you want to keep in mind the data types, right?
Mm.
Because some visualizations are not suitable for certain data types. All right.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah. So you need to. It's a lot of playing around, poking around, a lot of. Uh, we started with a different program. It was called Watson Analytics, but then this one is like a derivative of it. More stuff. Oh, see that you turn on insights. And you got this. Oh,
yeah,
once in a while it returns an error. I know. Well, it has to do with the data, but no worries.
yeah. Okay. So, for example, if in the practice we have this assignment and then the like the
Mhm.
AI told
Yeah.
us it's the error. So,
Yes.
yeah, how can
Yeah,
we?
I've seen that too. Yeah. Well, has to do with data. Once in a while, not all visualizations are suitable for the data that you're using. Well, you just speak. Well, I'm telling you this.
Yeah.
Suppose that 10 people write the paper on the same data, it's going to be different paper. Your insights are going to be different from your classmates' insights.
Mm,
Yes, it's the way you see it.
mm, okay. Thank.
So,
So
but
I just want to
don't
make sure I'm clear, Elena. So the all the videos are in the location where you posted week two's video. The whole playlist is in that same section. Is that right?
Well, yeah, it's in the same playlist. I decided to do that same playlist.
I
Yes.
just want to make sure I didn't know where it was posted, so I know how to get to it.
And if you want to add, I can add. So I have to make the recording and yeah. So yeah, some of it does not pick up. Yeah, no assignment about. Oh, you basically yeah, you just learning. Well, not quite learning how to use the tool. The whole thing is that it doesn't matter what tool you use. Yes, I agree that you need to understand, but in the upcoming courses, you're gonna learn more in depth. See what I'm saying? You're gonna learn it more in depth in the upcoming. And if you noted here, just the decision tree. What about the neural networks, etc. Right? That's saved for the upcoming courses. Yeah, but I do like the questions, definitely. So, well, you have to use, you need to learn how to use the tool to do the analysis. On the other hand, this is not just about the tool, it's more about how you analyze data and etc. The way you out of the box thinking a little bit, maybe. But again, I could read 100 papers and it's gonna be different paper. If you write it yourself, you might present an idea that I have not seen before, different visualization, etc. So yeah.
Hey, Elaine, I just have one more quick one more last comment from Solomon. I'm reading his comment. I don't know if that was directed towards me or not, but I submitted my second assignment, and then when I asked questions, I pretty much got told ask more, make sure my questions are more specific so they know how to address it. But when I'm going through the homework assignment, it is I have so many questions. It's really hard. I'm gonna spend more time at writing down my questions than I'm doing the assignment. And if I'm taking two classes and working, it is really hard to try to uh, take the time out to do that and actually learn. So this is a great opportunity to ask questions. Like it may be beneficial to have office hours or something like that for students to have those type of questions if we want to learn. Over.
Yeah. So yeah, there are a lot of great questions, and I need to pick up some of the. I need to look at the discussions, read what students are asking, and to see some areas where I could add something to demonstration or see how do you know which visualization. Well, you can see that you can look at the data types, right? So for instance, for the histogram, you look at the numeric data. For the pie chart, you want to look at the percentage of something, like percentage of people by state, etc. Right? It's gonna come to you with time. You try and you see what happens. If you select the wrong one, you see what happens, right? That's one way to learn. But do you have like a little manual where it explains all visualization types, or do you want me to add more videos on visualization? Just let me know, because it's a customer service. I'm trying to help you learn. And I know that in a session it's not possible to cover all visualization types, right? So you need to think it depends on what you're trying to do. And another thing is that it's gonna show you the set of related visualizations to what you're looking at. It takes a little bit of time, so that's the reason I suggest doing assignments, starting early and playing around with this as much as you can. Right? Take advantage and play around. That's how I learned this. But it's not just about the software, it's more like understanding what you're doing and going more in depth. Yeah. But I do like the questions. That's excellent. So feel free to pass it along if there is anything you would like to see more, maybe some calculations or anything like that. Right? But that comment that I made the other day, it's not related necessarily. No, it's not you. But I have seen several people where they would submit a ticket and they would say AI the AI system does not work. But what exactly do you mean? What are you trying to achieve there? Is it throwing an error? How do I reproduce the error? Right? Oh, for the histogram, you can just go. Let's see. So let's go to claims and weather data exploration, right? Oops, I'm in exploration already. So you can go to the new card, right? Create new card. Then sometimes, in fact, if you drag and drop the data, it can give you that. But you could just go, so that's new card. I'm gonna go choose type. Well, 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 let's see if there is a histogram in here. Okay, because I usually do not show that one. Okay, so you want to find, that's a part of the whole trends. Oh, you can do the bar chart, that's something similar. Stock column, you just play around. Line and column, I'll probably pick line and column. Parts of the whole. So this one is a part of the whole, right? This one is for comparison. So if you want to compare, you're probably gonna do the column chart, etc. See, it tells you. It tells you what is it for. Oh, I don't see specific histogram here. But here, see, you've got the trends. What else do you have here? Relationships. You've got the tables. You have the data analytics stuff. I don't see specifically the histogram here. But something similar, you've got the bar chart. Line shows the trend. Okay, so what you do is you play around with what you have. All right? We're not developing custom visualizations here. You pick something what you have, right? Pick what you have and try to play around with it. Does it make sense? Yeah. So we could select this one too. This is for comparison. This is just the bar length and the color code you decide, right? So you tell what each lens represent and what each bar represent. So you have to you have to basically explore, and I'll let you do that at your leisure. For each one of these, try to just try to see what happens. That's what I can tell. You have the area chart and etc. Play around, okay? I recommend just playing around. And then if you don't like what you did, you can undo, see, etc. I can get back to you. Oh, you did not find how to create histogram? Okay, I'm gonna look into it, okay? And see what I can do. I'm gonna look into it. I have not actually found the way how to do it here, but in general, I was talking in general, okay? Because see, if I drag and drop the income, it's gonna, oh my God, I don't like this. It's gonna tell the total because, why does it tell the total? Because I did not do what I did not do. I did not change the summary. I did not change the summary, so I have to do this. Here, I can do properties and I can specify I want the what average, okay? And I need to figure out if it's possible to do the histogram here. That's a good question. If it's not possible, then it's not possible. But if it's possible, then it's possible. Like, that's an average income, see? But there are also related visualizations. I can select this one. I can select any of this and I can click on see more. There we go, etc. When we use Watson Analytics, there was a way to create the histogram in the Watson Analytics. Here, unfortunately, no. But if I find a way, you're gonna be the first person who knows. Okay. So let me see. Yes, the recording will be posted. See, what's happening is that this is 2 hours, so it's gonna take a while for it to show on the server, and then I download it from the server, convert it to YouTube. So hopefully it will be done. I will see what can be done tonight to convert and etc. Sometimes it takes 2 hours to convert. Sometimes I lose patience and download in the morning. Yeah. So, oh, I have to explore all of this. See, like it's a lot of functionalities. Things like reporting have been turned off because we don't use. And we only turn on the functionalities that we use for the class. All right. Any other questions? I love questions. So try to make a list of what you want to see. That's gonna help. Because the class is not over yet, right? So I can spend some time. Next weekend is a 3-day weekend for me, so I could take some time to create some of the recordings if that's something that you want. Basically, to record, I make a Zoom session with myself and record. All right? Questions? I know it's a long session, but it was I think it was productive. So you want something on creating calculation, Tony? Okay. Tell me which specific calculations you would like to see. Well, I need to think about it. I did have something for version 11, but that's an old version. So in the fall, we started to use version 12, and I had to re-record some of the videos. I'll think about it. There is a video on the calculation, but you would like to see more. Okay. I'm going to think, I'll think about what would help to add, and as soon as new video is added, you'll see it. Okay, let's say it this way. So anyone else wants to say something? Is it possible to display how many null values? Oh, that's a good question. You would probably need to go to the data module. So I'm gonna make a to-do list for me. Okay, display how many null values. Okay. No, okay. Because what you can do is you can filter out. You can say, oh, I'm thinking out loud, right? So you could create another column where you would code it as a 1 if the value is missing, right? And if the value is not missing, you can code it as a 0, and then you take the sum. That's one way. I'm trying to think out of the box here, but this is a good question, and I'm taking notes here. So yeah. Oh, nice! You can just ask the assistant. What is this? Oh wow! Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. So take your time to explore, and again, like I said, same data. If 1,000 people write paper, it's gonna be different paper, right? And you're gonna pick different visualization, different aspect of analysis. Anything else, guys? Just make a list of things that you want to see, and I'll think what we can do, what we cannot do. All right? Anything else? Think about it. No? Is there no more questions?
Hey, Elaine, did we just reach you via submitting a ticket, or do we have a direct email for you?
Well, I put a ticket in because we need to track the questions the student ask.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Mhm.
yes, I can show you how I found a little bit to help other if they have the same issue. I will try to share my screen. Yeah.
Oh, go ahead, go ahead. I'm gonna stop sharing. I
Mm.
actually like that this session is interactive. I love it. Go ahead, share.
Oh, okay, come.
This is a perfect session. Go ahead. It's gonna help the class. See, that's the thing. It's like
Mhm.
same
So,
data, different analysis, different insights.
okay. So, for example, you open the, I go on my content, I open
Uh-huh.
the insurance file.
Uh-huh.
So in exploration, then I use the chat, the assistant,
Uh-huh.
and I ask the question how to create a histogram with Cognos.
Oh.
That was the first time. Yeah, yes. So he doesn't. It's the first time he say
Mhm.
he doesn't find it. But now when I, I add the insurance, I just ask him to create a histogram. So he asked me which
Uh-huh.
variable I want to use as a insurance claim. So he asked me where I
Oh.
can locate it, that one. So I think I just selected, I follow the process, and I, like you can see, he
Mm-hmm.
told me a little bit um what I can have with insurance claim, for example, the total claim amount.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, I just click on the claim amount and then
Uh-huh.
where you go, and
Oh.
he just
Yeah.
post. I think I select the premium something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I select just one of yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
select the premium auto. So that is basically what he can create with Instagram. So if I want
Mm-hmm.
the employment statue or the claim amount, I just select this one. Yep, he will
Uh-huh.
one one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. So I
Yeah.
think this is a little bit
Mm-hmm.
what I would like to
Yeah,
share.
you can ask the assistant. That's excellent. See, I like the interaction, interactive sessions the way it is today. So it's not just me talking. Like
Mhm.
it.
Okay. Thank you. It's okay. I've
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I was just trying to help. So yeah, usually I
Mm-hmm.
think
Yeah,
using
you drag and drop
using the
that image.
assistant, yeah, is very helpful. Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, the more you ask, I think the more he will. Or yeah, if you are
Mm-hmm.
really sure. But I was glad to find this one. I feel it's more what they was looking to create Instagram. Mhm.
Yes, and use it with inside explorational dashboard. That way it picks up the data set that you're using.
Can you please drag the image to the center?
Yeah, you select that image, click on that image, and you can drag that.
Which
Uh,
image?
go up that visualizations.
The
Uh-huh.
histogram, the
Up,
one that gave
up.
you the histogram.
Yes. Select that and then drag it to the select it and
Mm-hmm.
drag it where it says choose type. Yes. Uh, and then you can also modify it. You can change the fields that you use.
I can change what?
You can do like if you look at the uh fields, click on the
Mm-hmm.
fields.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you can change the different fields that you use for your visualizations.
Okay. Oh, okay. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
like the monthly premium.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
So the
this is
more
not
yeah,
this is
Hmm?
not really histogram.
yeah, it's
Um,
not really histogram, that's right. But you
Oh.
have to be like creative. That's not quite histogram. But that's okay. That's a good visualization also.
yes, it
See
is.
all the insights you can get from it.
Okay. Thank you. I was trying. Okay.
Well, see, the thing is, what I'm saying, like you see things differently from the way I see them.
Mm. Okay.
I know
Yeah.
it's not a histogram, but you see it as a histogram. Well,
Yeah. I don't know why he says Instagram. Oh, well, the question I asked was about the Instagram, so that that is the answer he gave me. Thank you that you helped me out because I will be posting that like, hey, I found it. Yeah.
oh, oh
Mhm.
well, you know. But
Okay.
anyways,
Okay.
no, I hear something interesting all the time from students.
Mm.
So anything else? Anybody? Anyone? You'll
Okay.
get the deck of slides and you're gonna get the recording, right?
Mhm.
So, and I want to thank everybody for staying up. Okay, so now the thing is I have to figure out how to stop the recording. Oops, I'll figure it out. Oh, here it is. Stop.